Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make arroz con leche. This is just something that my husband loves, and you can really eat it for breakfast, you can have it as a snack, or you can have it as a dessert. It's just really your own preference. So here we go. In the pot, I have about 8 cups of milk, and my burner is going to be on a medium to low heat. Now, if you have a gas burner, then you just have to make sure that it's not too high because it will cook your milk a lot faster. You'll also see that I added 4 cinnamon sticks. You can add as many as you like. I like 4. It's not too overwhelming. It's basically perfect for me and my husband. You'll also see that I'm holding about a cup of rice, and it's going to be jasmine rice. It's all dry. I have not rinsed it, and the reason why is because the starch in the rice is actually going to make the milk thicken up even more. So that's how we like our arroz con leche. We like it thick, we like it creamy, and when you cook it with the milk, that's exactly how it turns out. There's so many different ways to make arroz con leche, and honestly, it's all really good. This is just the way I like to do it, and I've been doing it for a while now. So after I add in the rice, you're gonna see me mix it. You really wanna make sure that your milk doesn't burn. You'll notice if it does burn because when you go to stir it, you'll see these little brown flakes come up. I've done it. Sometimes you just get distracted, and with this, recipe, you wanna make sure that you are stirring every 5 minutes, every 4 minutes. And that's the best way to keep it from burning. If you do happen to burn it, don't throw it away. Just keep going. You can always pick out those little brown flakes. It's okay. It's still going to taste good, but try to make sure to keep an eye on it and just to keep stirring it. Now, the more you do stir it, I would say the less thick it will become. And the reason why is because you want to build up a film on your milk, and that shows you that your milk is cooking and your milk is thickening. If you don't allow that to happen and you stir it every single time, your milk doesn't have, it doesn't build that consistency, and it's not really cooking your milk. Over here, you're going to see that I have sweetened condensed milk. I like this brand. You don't have to get this brand. You can use any brand that you prefer. This is just the one that I like. And what we're going to do is we're going to be using the whole entire can. And we're not going to be adding that till the very end. Now here I also have 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. You can use imitation, you can use pure. It's just all in your own preference. Here I have 2/3 of sugar, and we're going to also be adding this towards the end. We're also going to be adding the vanilla extract towards the end as well. So just make sure you have that ready, set aside. You can also weigh it out. I like to weigh out, every time I make arroz con leche, I like to weigh out my sugar. I like to weigh out my rice. That's just something I prefer, but I know sometimes cups is easier for people, so that's what I have for you. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let our rice cook, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna stir it every 5 minutes. Now here you see that, the video slowed down, and what I'm trying to show you is that film that I was talking about before, how it looks a little crinkly on top, that's exactly what you want. You want it to look like that, but you don't want it to go past that. You don't want it to get to where your milk is boiling. If your milk is boiling, it's way too high. You have to turn it down or you're going to burn the bottom of your milk. So here I'm stirring it. You want to make sure you get all over the pot. All over it. So if you think you've gotten all over it, do it again, because sometimes, I know I've done it, I left a little part and it burns your milk. It really does. So you want to stir that really well. Even the little edges, you want to scrape around your pot, get all that, because that's actually going to help your milk thicken. So each time, every 5 minutes, you're just going to continue to do that. And that's how you know that your milk is thickening. And around this time is when you should actually start smelling your cinnamon. And let me tell you, when somebody walks through the door, they're going to know that you're making arroz con leche just by that smell. Now here you see that I have my other utensil. It's a softer one. I honestly don't know the name of it, but I'm using it and it works great. And what I'm doing is I'm scraping it and I'm getting all along the pot again. And you can see that steam really coming up and it smells amazing. Now here I'm coming in and I'm removing all the cinnamon sticks. These cinnamon sticks are really holding together really well. That's not always the case. You go and you buy different cinnamon sticks from different stores and they're all different. If you get the real good ones, those ones will fall apart on you. So you want to actually make sure that doesn't happen, and you want to take them out about in the middle of it. I have left them in the entire time just to see what happens, and they have a tendency to break up and stuff, and you don't want that. If they do break up, it's okay, pull them out of your pot, but it's kind of annoying when they break and you're eating it and then you get that little piece of cinnamon stick and it's not very tasty. So just pull all that out, put it aside, and we're actually going to save them because then you can kind of garnish, decorate your arroz con leche bowls later on. You can actually see that everything is starting to thicken up really well. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding my vanilla extract. You're gonna mix it in very, very well, and you're gonna let that cook very well. I would say this is about 40 minutes, maybe 35 minutes into me cooking it. Honestly, it really just depends on your burner, what kind of burner you have. Do you have a gas? Do you have electric? That all really depends. But once you notice your milk consistency really, really thicken like you see here in the video, that's when you want to start adding in your vanilla extract. I'm going to let it cook for about a couple minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my sugar. Now, when you add in your sugar, it is going to, liquefy it a little bit more, because when you cook sugar, it turns into a liquid. So it's going to kind of make it a little bit more runny. And that's okay, because once you're done cooking it and once you set it aside, it will thicken up again. I let that set, I let it cook a little bit, let the sugar cook, mix it in really well, and now you see me adding my sweetened condensed milk. You want to make sure that you mix that in very, very well because it's so thick. And you'll be like, what the heck, it's not as thick anymore. That's okay, you just added in a little bit more liquid, it's fine. So you're going to keep mixing it, and this is around, I did make a bigger pot, so it's around 45 to 50 minutes in now, and I'm just giving that a good stir, and I'm going to let that cook down for a few minutes. Now, after I let it cook down for a few minutes, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my burner, and I'm going to set it aside. It's still going to look like it's not as thick. It's okay, trust me. Now you'll see in the video, it actually started to get a darker layer on top. And that's exactly what you want. You want that darker layer on top. That means it's thickening up. Now for me, I like it like this. It's still not as thick, but it's still super hot. I'm gonna put it in the bowl, I'm gonna put it aside, and I'm gonna let it thicken up even more. And I'm gonna show you that in the video coming up next, how thick it got. This is good for a couple days, okay? Now here's the finished product. Look how thick, look how creamy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video.